All right, well, welcome to the Fresno Rotary Spotlight. Today we have Jeremy Ward and we have Tara Kaitfors. Did I say that right? I hope so. Okay, and so you both, thank you. And you're both with Fresno Unified. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do for Fresno Unified?
So I can go first, and then Tara, if you want to go right after. So I am the Executive Officer of College and Career Readiness for Fresno Unified. So Fresno Unified has several departments that oversee the work that happens amongst the more than 100 schools and roughly 74,000 students that we serve. And the College and Career Readiness Department, what we affectionately call CCR, is our Career Technical Education Division. Career technical education is kind of a fancy word of saying what we used to refer to as like vocational education or career themed education. So we have literally dozens and dozens of voc ed or career technical education themed pathways that exist in our high schools. We oversee and support that work. We also have the academic counseling and guidance department that falls within our department that supports all of our counselors at our high schools and middle schools all throughout the district. And then finally, we're made up of our extended learning department, which is our after-school programs, our summer school programs, kind of effectively just about everything that happens outside the school day that's not athletics related. Those fall mostly under our extended learning department. So that is what comprises the College and Career Readiness Department for the Fresno Unified School District. And I'm fortunate enough to be the one who is leading and supporting the tremendous people that work within that department.
And I'll piggyback on that. So my job is in the career readiness department side of the CCR that Jeremy mentioned. My job is business engagement. And so with the career tech ed that Jeremy mentioned, we reach out to a lot of our industry partners, post-secondary partners, to just verify that the curriculum, the equipment, the skills are relevant and up to speed to give these kids the best opportunities moving forward. So my job is organizing and facilitating advisory boards for the district Career Tech Ed Advisory, plus we have 6 subcommittees with regards to different industry specific, and that's more of the boots on the ground where teachers and used to be students when we would be in a classroom setting would come and kind of discuss and share ways that we could build involvement, build engagement, projects, worksite tours, guest speakers, all of those types of things. So now we're doing those types of things virtually.
Well, what a wonderful thing to have, you know, to learn a skill, go on and get more schooling, to get more training. And I would think that, excuse me, a lot of students, you don't know what's out there. You don't know what line of work, what would it be like to be in this industry or that industry too. So I think you have some ways that business owners can get involved and share about their business and what's out there for students, right?
Yeah. A lot of times there's just a perception that they may have based on something they saw on television, but they don't necessarily know all of the positions that are within a hospital, for example, or a manufacturing plant or something like that. So it's really cool to kind of see those light bulbs, you know, go on in their faces. But now doing that virtually. So just building engagement in this distance learning format is still something that we're, you know, very interested in doing.
Great. Well, I know you have a flyer here that we should show about how businesses get involved.
Yeah. Did you want me to share it or?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, here we go.
So they can do these offerings of these virtually with the students.
Yeah, so can everyone see that slide? It's just a flyer that we created to kind of call to action for our industry partners to find ways to build engagement in this distance learning platform. So over the summer, we did an industry insight camp and snapped the picture on the left so that we could have students listening, asking questions, and then we had industry partners in real time, kind of talking about their jobs, the skills and characteristics needed for that job, the education needed for that job, et cetera. And then on the right is a picture that I believe my coworker Jeff took really quickly from one of our advisory committees. So this is made up of teachers and industry partners so that we can try and build some of these experiences. We've talked about maybe going out and filming so that we can take a virtual tour and ask a couple of questions. And then the cool thing is then we can record these and maybe additional students would be able to see it, not just the few that could maybe go to that particular site. So I'm just kind of scrolling down so you can see for some of the different experiences. Virtual guest speaking is probably one of the easiest and you would just jump on during the class time. But some of these other ones would be great as well. So I'm going to just share the bottom of it. There's a QR code which will take you to the same the URL link that's listed there. If you'd like more information, you can always email me as well, which is also listed. So I appreciate you allowing us to share that.
Yeah, well, so you're looking for people to help with interviews, job readiness, job shadowing, online internships, which is awesome. That's a great experience. I wish I had known more about that when I was in high school. Is there a certain age group that you're looking for that you would be, what ages of students are attending these?
Well, currently our 9th through 12th grade students are in the pathways. And so we have teachers in those pathways that are reaching out and asking, okay, I'm teaching this, I'd like a nurse to jump on, or business partner, somebody that's maybe an entrepreneur, different things like that. But honestly, any industry sector is beneficial because we really do kind of tap into all 15 industry sectors for California. So if anybody's interested, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's a good win-win too, because Rotary has an Interact, which is a high school based Rotary club too. So it'd be a great partnership with that. So,
and I'll just chime in really quick too, just to say that we often try to align up industry partners with the specific pathway that it's themed to in the high school. But really, we're just looking for opportunities for kids to have experiences. And that is in the whole wide world of work and community experiences. So really, truly anybody that wants to get involved, we would love to talk with them.
And help the next generation, which is a great thing, paying it forward. So, and this is a great opportunity then to meet with Rotary. So that's probably why you guys started with Rotary. How'd you learn about Fresno Rotary and get involved?
I think it is the reason why we started with Rotary, although our superintendent is involved. So the first time I heard about Rotary was actually through him. He mentioned to me that he was a member. As you can imagine, he has a difficult time attending just because of the demands of his schedule. And then Tara, through her different methods and communications, something that she had been talking about really for a couple of years, the fact that our office and us as individuals really should be connected to an important community group like Rotary. And so I'll let Tara tell the rest of the story, but she came to me actually when I first came on to the department. I'd just been hired recently. I was formerly a principal of a high school called Duncan Polytechnical High School. And then Tara came to me with this idea, and certainly as a new person, I'm always looking to find opportunities to network and kind of further the vision and the mission for what we're trying to accomplish within our department. And the rest, as we say, is history. But Tara actually did some investigation of some of the different Rotary groups, and she specifically went after this group. And I don't know, Tara, if you want to tell that part of the story, but.
Well, it looked like it was, one of them kind of, I guess, most established, if that's the correct word. But I am proud and honored to say I am like the third generation of a Rotarian. My grandpa was the district governor in 1978 in Auburn. I think, well, I'm trying to read my notes because my mom told me specifically. And then my dad was the president of Merced Sunrise Rotary and also assistant district governor. And she provided those years too. I think my uncle was also involved in first Fresno, and now he's in Palos Verdes. So yes, I have been around, Rotary breakfasts, Rotary parades, fundraisers since the beginning. So it seemed like a good space for me to grow and learn how we can help the community and potentially tie that into things we're doing. You know, I hear when our Rotarians are talking about different projects and things, and we've actually created some partnerships with Mona and Tree Fresno and you know, our agriculture students, and Ryan has been gracious enough to host job shadows for the Farm Bureau. So yeah, things like that, just to see the connection.
Yeah, Rotary is like a big extended family too. So, well, tell us a little bit. I think you've got some future Rotarians there in your homes, and what's happening.
Home.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have two adult children who both graduated over this COVID summer. So in June, my daughter graduated from Clovis West, so that was exciting. And then my son graduated from Fresno State. So he has his bachelor's in psychology and now is working on his master's in kinesiology. So he wants to be a sports therapist / sports psychologist because he was an athlete, and he sees, you know, the pressures that some of those athletes are under, and thought he could maybe be beneficial in that capacity.
Neat. And Jeremy, you have your own block party there.
Well, kind of. We so a few people know, but I'll share with everyone that several years ago, when we were looking at purchasing a new home, our family was getting bigger. We started a conversation with my brother and sister, and we decided at the time, hey, what if we just found homes next to each other? And so that's actually what we did. We found a neighborhood that was in the process of being built, and we went in together to purchase homes when they released a new phase. And as a result, my sister and my brother and I, we all live next door to each other. I have 4 children. I have 2 sons who are graduated from high school, one who's going to school and working, and one who's serving our church as a missionary. And then my youngest 2 are in high school. I have a freshman age son and a junior age daughter. But then my brother, he has 3 children, and my sister, she has 6 biological children. They actually adopted 4 more. So there's a big family. So at one point there were 17 kids that were just bouncing around the houses. Now they're all getting kind of older now, but bouncing around the houses and really just having a great time and making a mess. That's really what it was, having a great time and making a mess. So we have a lot of memories of that together. We've actually lived next door to each other now for almost 17 years, believe it or not, it sounds like a long time now that I think about it. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but
So special.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So you have great neighbors.
You know, yeah, sometimes they're great. My brother, I won't even go into stories about him. My sister's always great. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. It was wonderful getting to know you a little better, and we appreciate what you do for Rotary and for our Fresno community too, the next generation.
Thanks for having us, Anna.
Grateful to be a part.